Greetings, comrades and friends, and as they say in South Africa, Amandla Awethu. So yesterday, the South African government postponed the sentencing of EFF leader Julius Malema until April. However, this means that the fight continues, and we must continue to build support to defend Julius Malema right here in the belly of the beast. The Government of National Unity, otherwise known as the GNU coalition, made up of the ANC and the openly pro-imperialist and white-dominated Democratic Alliance, is going after Malema in order to prevent any resistance to the strangulation of the black masses that the GNU enforces on behalf of Trump and the landlords. Trump put a target on Malema's back last year in that infamous White House visit with imperialist puppet Cyril Ramaphosa. Why Malema and the EFF? Well, for the masses in South Africa, they're attracted to the EFF over a desire to want to fight for liberation from the racist landlords and the neo-apartheid ANC government responsible for a trail of broken promises and misery. The Black South African masses are hated by the U.S. ruling class for wanting land, decent jobs, adequate housing, basic services, and control of the mines and other imperialist-owned property, demanding an end to brutal imperialist-backed neo-apartheid. That's what's behind Trump's instruction to Ramaphosa to get rid of Julius Malema. The imperialists want to eliminate any movement that even gestures toward fighting for the land and resources that rightly belong to the black people of South Africa. We say hands off Malema and the EFF. For many, the end of apartheid in 1994 was supposed to mean real liberation. But the reality is massive unemployment, misery, and rampant exploitation of the black and colored workers there. It's not too dissimilar to the aspirations for black liberation here, where after the Civil War, we were promised 40 acres and freedom. Following that, instead, what we got was over a century and a half of racist capitalist oppression, segregation, and massive state repression, with cops gunning down black and brown people with impunity. Many black people in the US already feel a connection to the black South African masses. There is a natural alliance. They, along with the entire working class here, share a common enemy in US imperialism. They are trying to do to Malema in South Africa what they've done to black and militant political leaders here too, just like Mumia Abu-Jamal, lock them away or worse. Trump's crushing and starvation of the black South African masses goes hand in hand with his tightening the noose on the most vulnerable and people here, and the assault on workers' living standards. And the threat to this country's black population is undeniable. But both of these struggles, the struggle for the national liberation of black South Africans and the struggle for black liberation here, have something else in common too. They have been betrayed by those in the union movement and the left who seek alliances with the capitalist rulers and their politicians. Here, that expresses itself with those who try to keep the struggle for black liberation confined to the liberals and the Democratic Party, which in turn has resulted in turning off many workers who have seen their livelihoods and their lives suffer at the hands of the Democrats and now turn to Trump. This has caused divisions in the working class and especially along racial lines. These polarizations help keep people divided against themselves as Trump launches attacks on immigrants and the unions. And now that the liberal mask has been torn off, and the true face, with Trump at the helm of racist U.S. imperialism exposes itself, from the bombing of Venezuela and kidnapping of Maduro to the continued genocide in Palestine and the attacks on Iran. U.S. imperialism is trying to force the world to line up behind its ambitions, to maintain control over everyone. As the Mandani administration here works hand in hand with the healthcare bosses to freeze out the nurses on strike, and the Trump administration sticks ice on protesters and guns them down in Minneapolis. All of these fights, there's an urgent need, for us to fight against these divisions and build an alliance within the working class. All of the fights you will hear about today, from the fight to free political prisoners, the fight to defend Malema, to release Maduro, to fight against racist cop terror, to defend immigrants against ICE, defend striking workers, they all show that the way out of this mess is to bridge the divisions based on the need for all those under attack to take a united stand against the common enemy in U.S. imperialism. What's urgently needed is to build an anti-imperialist alliance and a united front of working class struggles against these attacks. Now, we have a lot of groups here, and we look forward to talking to you during the course of this and also afterwards about really building the kind of united front defense that's necessary to take on the Trump administration. So we look forward to talking with you, and in the meantime, hands off Malema and South Africa, down with U.S. imperialism, and for a united struggle of Black and white workers for Black liberation. Thank you.